In this week's Torah portion, we continue to learn about the mysterious details of the tabernacle that the children of Israel were commanded to build in the desert and use as a way to worship God. Shalom, my friends. This is the Akiva with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want to leave any comments, please do so below in the comments. So this week's Torah portion, we're in the third book of the Torah, Leviticus. And we're in the second portion of that book, Tzav, which comes from the word to command. And we're learning in this book many of the details of the tabernacle, right? In the book of Exodus, towards the end, we learned about the construction of the tabernacle. And now we're learning a lot about the sacrifices. And there's so many details, and so many different commentators say, we can't really understand this. Why this and why that? And why, this at that time and in this place in the tabernacle, why it's all set up in the way that it is. There's so many details and so many laws that just don't make sense to our rational mind. And that's okay, because the Torah's way is that we're not going to understand everything rational, right? There are things that we can, and there are things and laws even that we would have made up ourselves as humans if we were the one writing the law book. But there are those things that are beyond our rational minds, right? Supernatural or rational, I should say, right? And it's okay, according to Judaism, it's okay if we don't understand all those details, and it's okay if we don't understand everything, because we are humans. We do have limitations to how much we can understand and what we can understand, and that's where our faith comes in, right? And that's a big part of this whole experience of learning the Torah week after week, all these different Torah portions, hearing the stories and learning the different passages, is that idea of the rational and the beyond rational mixed together, which the Torah really does a wonderful job, so to speak, of blending the two. But still, even if we can't understand everything, or certain things, excuse me, there are life lessons we can glean from many of the parts of the Torah in general, but specifically with the tabernacle. I want to share two with you right now. One is that it says that there should be a fire always burning on the altar, right? The altar was used every single day, multiple times a day, for different kinds of sacrifices, whether they were community sacrifices that were brought by the priests on behalf of the entire nation, or they were individual sacrifices brought by a particular person for a particular reason. That altar was always being used, and there always had to be a fire burning it all day, even through the nighttime when sacrifices weren't really brought. And that fire was fed by the priests with wood. They had a whole storehouse of wood that was constantly feeding the fire, or a certain part of the fire, on the altar. And I think the life lesson that we could extract from that and bring into our lives is this idea that it's representing the fire that we have within our soul, right? That we have this burning flame inside of us that's giving us life, that's giving us energy, that's giving us the ability to live in this world. But at the same time, we need to feed it. We need to keep it going. We need to do certain things that are going to feed our souls, just like we feed our bodies, just like we take care of our bodies, hopefully. We also have to feed our souls and take care of our souls as well, and do certain things, whatever it might be. For each person, it might be a little different, but do something, hopefully, ideally every day, if not a few times a week, that will feed our souls, to keep our souls nourished and energized. So from there, our entire lives will be nourished and energized. That's one thing we can glean from the fact that there would always have to be a fire burning on the altar. The second thing I want to share with you is the fact that we learn in this Torah portion that Moses is bringing his brother Aaron and the other priests who are going to be serving in the tabernacle, and he's basically, getting them ready, right? He is doing a preparation ceremony to anoint them, so to speak, and to prepare them for the work that they're going to be doing in their tabernacle. And there's all these different sacrifices brought in, all these different rituals that happen. But one of the things that he does, Moses, is that he puts the blood of one of the sacrifices, as well as some olive oil, on the right ear of each priest, the right hand, and the right foot. Right? And it seems, again, like kind of strange, like, what is this about? Doesn't seem so natural, or rational, I should say. What is this idea? Well, we learned in some of the commentaries that this is to teach the priests, and this is something that we can take into our lives as well, right? Is that they're about to enter into the tabernacle. They're going to work in this holy place, doing holy work, right? Worshiping God on behalf of the entire nation. Right? There's nothing more holy than that. There's nothing more important than that in the nation. But in order to do so, they need to be ready. They need to prepare themselves. They need to be prepared for such a holy space to go into and such a holy work and service to do. And the one of the things that we can say that they're getting from this ritual that's being done on them, on their body, is that listen, make sure that you're listening. Make sure you hear the cries of the people, so to speak, their desires, their problems, right? Their challenges, their worries. Be attentive. Right? Use your ears to really listen to what's going on in the world, in the nation, in the people, in the community, so you can bring all of that with you as you're serving in the tabernacle on their behalf. Your right hand, right? Your action, right? What are you doing for them? What kind of actions are you taking on behalf of them? What are you doing to help people? What are you helping? What are you doing to help others? Right? Our right hand represents that action, taking action in this world, and then our right foot, right? It's our movement. It's how we get from place to place. Where are you going? And what are you going towards? And why are you going there? Right? And having that in mind as well is that when you go somewhere, when you're headed somewhere, make sure that it's the right place to be. Make sure that it's a good place to be. Make sure that you know why you're headed there. And that it all kind of fits together into this bigger kind of picture of serving God on behalf of the nation, really serving the nation as a result, and trying to do something good and holy for the entire people. So these are some of the things that we can extract from these, beyond rational details of the tabernacle and the sacrifices that were brought inside of the tabernacle, but bring them down to earth, so to speak, and turn them into life lessons, extract the life lessons that are already there.